All right. Well, we just got done watching one of the games of the year, given the stakes, given just the craziness that happened between the Broncos and the Bengals. So now that the Bengals have won, and there are still 4 teams in contention for the 7th seed in the AFC, I wanted to give a quick rundown as to what each team needs to have happen to make the playoffs. So that's what I'm going to do in this video real quick. So I have some games next to me. I have them in an order. Sorry if it's a little small. I know it's not the highest tech graphic, but I'm having it this way for a reason, so you can see what has to happen. And going from top to bottom are where the teams are at in terms of likelihood to make the playoffs, or I guess how much in control of their own destiny they are. Starting at the top, the Broncos are playing the Chiefs, and the Chiefs have the 1 seed locked up, so they're probably going to be resting starters, at least maybe only having their starters play a half of football. So it could be the Carson Wentz-led Chiefs, and all the Denver Broncos need to do is take care of business, win that game, and they are in the postseason. However, it is still a football game, and backups are still NFL caliber players, and anything can happen. Carson Wentz has had some great games in his career, so the last thing you want to do is be on the losing end of that. Certainly, Denver will be favored to win if it is the Chiefs' backups, but that's kind of what we expect to happen, is the Broncos win and all is good. If the Broncos lose, though, then the Colts are the next team that has the runway to the playoffs. They would be the team that controls their own destiny in that scenario. They play the Giants and the Jaguars next, 2 of the worst teams in football. It is worth noting, though, Anthony Richardson is out against the Giants. It'll be Joe Flacco, and who knows if Richardson will be back. He's banged up right now. So having an injured Anthony Richardson complicates things. It also, I have to bring up the fact that it could end up being Week 18, assuming the Colts beat the Giants. Then Week 18, they will be rooting for Carson Wentz to beat the Broncos. Famously, Carson Wentz had a very bad Week 18 performance for the Colts against the Jaguars a few years back that cost them a playoff spot. Now they need him to win to potentially get them a playoff spot. The Miami Dolphins are the next team, and again, just to be clear, the Colts would need to win out, and they would need a Broncos loss to get in. The Dolphins would need to win out, they would need a Colts loss, and they need the Broncos to lose the final game of the season to get in. They play the Browns and the Jets. The Browns have not looked great since going to Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Jets have looked better, though, and actually when they played earlier, just a few weeks ago, it was a very close game between the Jets and Dolphins. So no guarantee that happens, but for the Dolphins, you win both your games, get a Chiefs win, and get get maybe Joe Flacco has a bad game, and then you're in. For Cincinnati, they need a lot to go right, and they have the toughest game on top of that. They play the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have something to play for. The Steelers will be fighting for the division still going into the final game of the season. If they win and the Ravens lose, Steelers win the division. Maybe they'll say it's not worth it, let's rest our starters. You can hope if you're a Bengals fan, because the Steelers did beat the Bengals earlier this year. So for Cincinnati, listen, this was an unbelievable game. The odds are stacked against them still. They need probably a Carson Wentz-led victory. Maybe the Chiefs will say, hey, let's just keep things going and play Mahomes. We don't want him to rest back-to-back weeks. Maybe, but certainly you're not going to get a Chiefs giving 100% effort the final game of the season there. So you need that to happen. You need either a Giants or a Jaguars win, and then you need either a Browns or a Jets win, and you need to beat the Steelers. A lot has to happen, but hey, the good thing is, if you're a Bengals fan, you cannot be mathematically eliminated until the final game of the season. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's what each of these teams need to have happen going into the final couple games. And on Monday, I will give a more deep dive as to what every team needs, all the scenarios and stuff like that. But just wanted to give a quick video kind of recapping where we're at now. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.